June 7th, Sunday morning. To my absolute delight, I woke up this morning feeling really refreshed. I was worried that my temporary incarceration at the mall would continue to stress me out today. Thankfully, my fears were unfounded. I spent the early morning cleaning up my room. I had to use some elbow grease to get a few specks of blood out of the carpet and to clean a bit of lipstick off my mirror. I even took my medication with a tall glass of water, and I didn't skip the pills I don't like this time. It will be some time before I feel stable, maybe even a few weeks, but the fact that I'm already taking steps forward has done wonders for my mood. Today is a day to stay inside and work on me. I can't have another incident like yesterday. I can't break down in public and put myself at risk. I can't break down at home again and feed on my insecurities and anxieties. I need to be strong, a corpse girl. For me. With my room now clean, I decide to spend a little time tidying the rest of my apartment. As I work, I make myself a new mental checklist of commitments. Noriko's promise list, if you will. Commitment number 1. I'm not going to lose my shit if a victim doesn't meet their demise. Just because that twin woman didn't kill herself doesn't mean I'm a failure. I had 3 successes before her and I'll have more successes again. I just need to try harder, work harder, refine my methods and keep moving forward. And I'm not at a dead end yet. I have a trick up my sleeve after all. Kojiro's connection to the morgue may very well be the ace I need to win. Commitment number 2. I'm going to improve myself. I won't say that I'll fix myself. I'm not broken. Not yet. I'm going to improve. I'll keep up with my medication. I'll keep up with my social life. That means keeping in touch with the few friends I have. Aoi, Shinya and even Tomoe. I'm going to eat a little more. Not much more, because I want to stay slim, but enough to give me more energy, more motivation. I don't want to be weak anymore. Commitment number 3, the last one. I'm going to get over Aoi. I love her. I've loved her since high school. In those days, she always stood by me. My insecurities and anxieties never pushed her away. She knew what I was going through, what I still go through, and she could relate to me. She has her own compulsions and anxiety to deal with, so I can't lean on her like I used to. Instead, it's my turn to help her out. But I will move on from obsessing over her. She isn't ready for a relationship, and she explained all of the reasons why when she rejected me so long ago. Clinging to the hope that one day we'll be together isn't good for my current state. I need to be moving on, moving forward. I need to let go. She is and always will be my dearest friend. I'll always love her, but I will let her remain as simply my friend and I will find someone else to call a lover. This last commitment really makes me feel like a weight has been lifted off my chest. Instead of obsessing over Aoi, spending countless nights lying in bed looking at her photos, thinking about her at odd hours of the day, instead of all of that, I'll be able to move on. Even if it takes some time, I'll find someone who wants to be with me. There are plenty of fish in the sea, as they say. I can't say there's anyone in particular I have my eye on just yet. My social circle is pretty limited after all. Shinya is a guy I'm simply not interested in. There's no spark there and there never will be. Tomoe, as irritating as I find her, is oddly alluring to me. I don't like her clothes or makeup or the whole aesthetic she has built for herself, but some part of me would kill to spend a passionate night with her. Then there's Kojiro, that weird, awkward, strange alien creature that I just can't wrap my head around. He said I'm gorgeous. He really said that. But he's too weird. I feel like he's the kind of guy that would stalk you and stab you if you ever broke up with him. For now, I can't think of anyone I would seriously pursue, but I'll give it some time. I have all the time in the world. I find myself smiling as I finish tidying up the apartment. Having a nice clean place to live really does help to lift the spirits. Unfortunately, I still haven't managed to get rid of that lingering scent of mold that always wafts around. It's a musty odor that seems to be ingrained in the very walls of the apartment building, for at least as long as I've lived here. I know it's not coming from my apartment because it's pretty easy to smell from downstairs too, and as far as I can tell, my place is completely mold-free. I might not be the best at cleaning, but if nothing else I keep disgusting mold out of my home. Still, the occasional odor aside, my place is clean and cozy now. I lay down on the couch and stretch my body, letting my taut muscles stiffen and then relax. The day is still early, and it feels good that all my chores are already complete. The icing on the cake is the fact that Corpse Girl has 2 new requests sitting patiently in her inbox. I logged in earlier and saw them, but decided to sort out my cleaning first. Now I can reward myself by spending the rest of the day working on the new requests. I can hardly contain my excitement at the prospect. 2 requests to work on is better than I could hope for, and I'm sure at least one of those new victims will fall. My positive attitude will go a long way to ensuring my success this time. Unable to restrain myself anymore, I snatch up my laptop from its charging point next to the couch. I flip open the lid and gaze at the photos that I downloaded earlier. My 2 new victims, fresh blood. The first is an older male, maybe in his 50s, typical businessman type. He might as well be a clone of every other nondescript man you see on the subway, at the supermarket, on TV. If I had to guess, I'd take a leap and say his miserable wife wants him out of the picture. Maybe she's unhappy with their finances, or she's having an affair, or she's just tired of his clone face and his clone personality. Regardless, someone wants this unremarkable man removed from the face of this unremarkable world. The second victim is much more interesting. 2 things strike me as noteworthy about this photo. Firstly, the cleavage, of course. Secondly, the image is a photograph of a photograph. Somebody has snapped the picture of an actual physical photo and uploaded it to the site. The photograph is in good condition, as though its owner values it above all else. A signature is scribbled across it in white ink. It's an autographed photo of someone who is perhaps moderately famous. I don't recognize the woman in question, and the signature is such a mess that I can't make out even a single kanji in her name. Regardless, I would be willing to bet that a disgruntled fan is requesting her death. If she's an idol or a singer or an actor, it wouldn't be unheard of for something like this to happen. A fanboy gets to meet her a few times, they shake hands at events, whatever. He asks her out and she politely declines. And then the obsession begins. If the fanboy can't have her, no one can. Kill her. Kill her. Well, that's the theory I slowly piece together as I examine some of the finer details of the photo. The reasons behind the requests don't matter. They never matter, I'll kill them all the same. I'm going to work on a woman's photo first. I'll timestamp her photo with tomorrow's date and send it to her this afternoon. That should give her about 24 hours to give up on life and light herself on fire. Maybe I'll do the same with the businessman. I'll give him a timestamp set 24 hours from when I send the photo. It will be kind of fun to schedule 2 deaths to occur around the same time. It will make tomorrow a very exciting day. With my goals set, I load up the database of the deceased and get to work. June 8th, Monday evening. I'm rather proud of myself today. During my morning routine, I made sure to take my medication in the correct doses, and I even washed it down with water. It didn't even interfere with my strict schedule. I still managed to catch the usual train. I got to the convenience store at the usual time, and I arrived at the office without a hitch. If I can keep up this dedication, this commitment to improving myself, I know I can be stronger than ever, strong enough to fulfill Corpse Girl's ambitions. I greeted both Shinya and Tomoe when I came into the office, and even made small talk for a few minutes. Since the day has nearly ended now, I'm going to make an effort to chat with them again before heading home. Being social will help me get through this. That's what Aoi used to tell me anyway. At least before she stopped being social herself. It's about 5:45 p.m. And although both of my latest victims should have killed themselves by now, I don't feel the need to obsessively check for their obituaries. I have a news alert set on my phone, of course. If it uncovers anything, I'll be notified. But even if it doesn't, I won't stress out. I'm playing it cool. Cool, stoic, unflinching Noriko. The drone in the office always reaches its nadir at this time in the evening. It's actually quite pleasant, being able to sit in a quiet environment and feel the soft breeze of the air conditioner against my skin. I like to take this time to slowly pack away my things and get ready for the journey home. As I take off my headphones and stretch my arms, Tomoe approaches me with a spring in her step.
Yeah, what up, slut?
About a week ago, I would have taken Tomoe's greeting as an insult. Now that I know her a little better, I can tell she's actually just being affectionate. Despite any differences we might have once had, she really seems to have warmed up to me lately.
Hello. How did your day go?
Same old. What about you?
It went well, thanks.
Good to hear. Shinya and I are supposed to go out tonight, but
Hmm? What's wrong?
hasn't he seemed, kinda off today? He can barely look me in the eye.
Really? I spoke to him this morning. He seemed okay.
You don't reckon he's seen another woman, do ya?
Huh? Another woman?
Some fragment of a memory, some glimpse of a murky recollection flutters around the corners of my mind, just out of reach. Shinya and another woman. Something is on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite formulate my thoughts.
Shinya isn't the type to cheat, though, so I don't know.
Cheating? No, Shinya wouldn't do that. He was so nervous when he spoke to me about being pressured into sex. Oh, that's it. That's the memory The memory that was flitting around the edges of my consciousness has come into the light. Shinya spoke to me hypothetically about being pressured into sex. He said Tomoe wasn't the one pressuring him, so who was he talking about? Is this something I should talk to Tomoe about? If Shinya really is having a hard time and acting differently around Tomoe, then their relationship could really be in trouble. But is it even my place to say anything? Shinya spoke to me in confidence. He's my friend. But Tomoe is my friend too, and she seems genuinely worried about him. I take a deep breath. This is just office drama, like usual. Noriko would normally just reject it all and ignore these people. She wouldn't give it a second thought. But that's unhealthy. Anxious, scared, weak Noriko. I don't want to be that girl anymore. I can be more than that. I'm improving day by day, and part of that improvement involves being more social. It's good for me, right? Shinya and Tomoe are my friends. People want their friends to be happy. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal, right? I think so. Therefore, I want them to be happy, together. I swallow hard and speak my mind.
Tomoe, I think that Shinya may be involved with another woman.
What? Are you serious?
Listen though, it's not exactly how it sounds. He came to me a little while ago and asked what to do if someone pressured him into sex. I know that you're not the one he was referring to, so I think he may be in trouble. I think someone else might be forcing him to do something he doesn't want to do.
What the fuck? He spoke to you about it, but not me?
Tomoe, he seemed really depressed about it. I think he wanted to resolve the situation without having to worry you.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but who the hell is trying to seduce him?
I'm afraid I have no clue about that. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks for telling me this anyway. Now at least I know something's up with him. I'm gonna speak to him. I'll make him cough up what's what.
Are you sure that's the best thing to do?
Yeah, cause I'll let him know that I'll take care of everything. If some bitch is putting the moves on my Shinya, I'll smack him into the ground.
Of course. I don't know why I ever doubted you.
Tomoe grins despite her obvious frustration and gives me a thumbs up.
Thanks, Skank. I'll keep you updated.
Okay, good luck.
She spins on her heel and leaves me behind. I think I did the right thing. Surely Tomoe will get to the bottom of the situation. I watch as she wanders over to Shinya's desk. They exchange a few words that I can't hear from my position. Tomoe then leaves and Shinya sluggishly lowers his head to rest against his desk. Now that Tomoe has left the office, only a handful of stragglers remain on this floor, myself and Shinya included. I find myself watching Shinya for more than a few minutes. He doesn't seem to notice that my gaze is locked on him. A few more of my coworkers take their leave and an eerie quiet descends over the empty office floor. I remain in my chair, staring intently at Shinya's distraught face. We're the only ones still here. He doesn't show any signs of moving. It's kind of unnerving to see him like this. It's not like he's the peppiest or most energetic person I've ever met, but to see him so drained and motionless makes me feel uncomfortable. I owe it to my newest convictions to go and talk to Shinya. More than that, I owe it to him. I find myself striding toward his desk before my mind even registers that I'm moving.
Hey.
I'm slightly startled when he immediately looks up at me. The sudden movement is reminiscent of a corpse springing to life in a B-grade zombie film.
Oh, Noriko!
Not feeling well?
Not really. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be here if I'm unwell. I didn't mean to worry you.
Don't sweat it.
I'll, take my leave then.
If he leaves now, I won't feel like I've done anything to help him. As awkward as it feels to pry into his personal affairs, I need to dig deeper if I'm going to try and help him feel better. But what should I even say? Tell me what's wrong.
Tell me what's wrong.
I don't expect my blunt words to get through to him. I don't expect anything, really. I'm not used to confronting people about the shit they're facing in their personal lives. I'm usually content to simply sit on the sidelines and watch.
No need to worry. I'll be okay.
He tries to smile, but his composure cracks under the weight of this blatant lie. I quickly try to piece together what I know about his current situation. Based on the slivers of information I've been drip-fed, I'm certain that someone has been sexually assaulting him. At the very least, someone has been trying to force him into doing something he doesn't want to do. I don't know who that person could be. It could be someone from the office, it could be someone from his private life. I'm confident that it's not Tomoe. Shinya isn't the kind of person to ever stand up for himself, and he's probably not the type of person to speak up when he's feeling down. But his recent composure reveals volumes about how he's truly feeling. Whatever the situation is, it's painfully obvious that Shinya is a victim. Whatever is happening in his life is not his fault, and he's too proud or stoic or embarrassed to seek help, even from his own girlfriend. If I don't put one foot forward and cut to the chase, chances are Shinya will never build up the courage to ask for help before it's too late.
Someone is sexually assaulting you, right?
He doesn't say anything. He doesn't even flinch, which I have to give him credit for. This is a guy that couldn't keep from blushing the last time the word sex was mentioned around him.
Yes.
His calm response and even calmer demeanor divulges his inner turmoil.
I see.
I don't know what to say next. I see probably wasn't the best starting point. No, it wasn't really, but it's okay. But I am truly at a loss for words. He confessed so readily, and I expected more resistance.
Can you tell me who it is?
I can't tell anyone. Not you. Not Tomoe. I can't even tell my father, and he's a detective. A powerful authority figure. There's nothing I can do. I'm trapped.
Trapped. It's a feeling I'm all too familiar with. It's a feeling shared by countless victims. Not that Shinya and I have ever gone through the same trauma. A part of me can't help but wonder if that feeling of helplessness is what flashes through the minds of my own victims. Actually, I don't have to wonder, I know it to be true. The realization makes me feel simultaneously queasy and satisfied.
What will happen if you tell someone?
I don't know. If the truth comes out, I could lose my job. I could lose Tomoe.
His job. Then it's somebody we work with. Somebody in this very office has been taking advantage of Shinya.
It's somebody here then.
I speak my thoughts aloud and he looks directly at me.
How?
You're worried you'll lose your job if you come forward. It's obvious. Sorry, I'm not trying to sound rude. If this person found out you came forward, you'd lose your job. Then it's someone in power. A manager, an exec, and that's why you can't tell me.
That's right.
I nod. I can see the predicament.
So, you don't have to say another word to me.
Huh?
It wouldn't be your fault if I stumbled upon someone assaulting you. It wouldn't be your fault if I was around to witness it.
Noriko.
A gleam of resolution sparkles from deep within Shinya's cloudy eyes. It's almost as if he's come up with a brilliant scheme, a scheme that I not so subtly planted within his mind. Shinya takes a deep breath before collecting his bag.
I'm taking the elevator up to the executive offices. Please don't follow me.
Wink. With that, he gently pushes past me and makes a beeline for the elevator. As the doors close behind him and the familiar thrum of the elevator pans out around me, I stand still and close my eyes. I count to 100 in my head, giving Shinya a generous head start. The sun dips behind the office towers in the distance while my eyes are closed. When I finally finish counting, I open my eyes to a dark and empty office. With a deep breath, I walk in the traces of Shinya's footsteps toward the elevator. I've never been to this level of the building before. What reason would I have to visit the executive offices? When execs have business with junior staff, they descend from this lofty perch and grace us with their presence on the 14th floor.
I'm surprised you came to see me again.
A woman's voice from nearby catches my attention. It's a hushed yet aggressive tone, like the whisper of a venomous serpent.
Are you finally going to let me have my way?
I creep out of the elevator, hoping against hope that the ding of the elevator's arrival wasn't noticed by the owner of the unidentified voice.
Stop it!
That was Shinya's voice. I creep around the corner and catch a glimpse of two bodies at a nearby desk.
Come on now. I'm tired of playing games with you. You want to please me, don't you? I'm your superior after all. How can you expect to get ahead in this company without sucking up to your superiors?
Kotomi Ida, the executive with Shinya's career in her hands, the very same woman who blamed Shinya for the mishap with hiring Aoi. So, that whole situation was more in depth than I originally thought. It was never about Aoi. It was about holding power over Shinya.
Miss Ida, please, I just came here to...
Oh, shh, I don't want to hear it. Take your shirt off.
I swallow hard. I knew that Shinya was in trouble, but I didn't expect things to escalate this quickly. I don't have time to think rationally. I stride forward rather loudly and purposefully bump into a desk, sending a potted plant tumbling to the carpeted floor with a dull thump. Kotomi's neck pivots at full speed and she turns to face me. Her eyes narrow into hateful slits as she withdraws from Shinya. Within seconds, Kotomi has abandoned Shinya and drawn close to me.
Kurosawa, what in hell's name do you think you're doing here? This level is for executives only. I should have you thrown out of here by security.
Fujikawa isn't an executive either, Miss Ida. And he looks quite at home here.
Shinya stands in the background, shyly tidying his shirt. Kotomi's eyes somehow narrow even further, to the point where I'm certain she can't possibly see anything.
Fujikawa's business here is none of your concern, Kurosawa. Leave. Now, or I'll have you forcefully removed.
I fold my arms over my chest and dig my heels into the ground. I'm not one for confrontation. I'm not one to hold my ground against a powerful adversary. And yet this vivid image of Tomoe has bloomed in my mind. Tomoe, so strong-willed and head over heels in love with Shinya. Tomoe who would do anything to protect the guy she adores. In Tomoe's absence, it falls to me to protect Shinya.
Fuck off, you filthy skank.
I can't believe the foul words that tumble out of my mouth. Apparently, Kotomi can't believe it either because her eyes finally widen and her jaw drops. She looks like a stupid fucking idiot. Somehow, Tomoe's indomitable spirit seems to have inhabited my body. My words echo her own. That, or I've just managed to find a temporary burst of courage.
What did you say to me?
You heard me loud and clear. Back off from Shinya. If I catch word that you're harassing him, I'll have you in a legal headlock quicker than you can blink.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Trust me, I know enough to bury a dirty slut like you.
Kotomi grits her teeth and the vein protrudes from her forehead. Without another word, she simply pushes past me. Her shoulder slams into mine, but by some minor miracle I manage to hold my ground. I hear her footsteps fade away as she leaves the floor. I exhale sharply and a wave of dizziness suddenly washes over me.
Noriko, that was amazing!
I nod and sway a little, then take another deep breath and rebalance myself.
Happy to be of assistance.
I can tell Shinya doesn't know what to do next. He looks like he wants to hug me, but given the gravity of the recent situation, we both silently decide that's not the best idea. Instead, he settles for patting my shoulder with his hand.
Thank you, Noriko. Thank you so much. I don't know where you get your courage. Perhaps I could stand to learn a thing or two from you.
Don't sweat it.
I'm going to go home for now. I hope that's okay.
Of course. Go get some rest.
Shinya smiles for the first time in a while and he releases his hand from my shoulder. After he's gone, I collapse into a nearby chair and listen to the frenzied sound of blood pounding through my veins. Steam and suds fill my vision as a pleasant torrent of hot water sprays across my body. The tiles of the shower wall are polished to a pearly sheen, so much so that I can see my own hulking and beautifully ugly reflection in them. The shadow in the reflection has dark matted hair in her eyes. I don't know if she can see me like I can see her. I wipe my hair from my eyes and stare into space, trying to shake the abstract thoughts from my mind. It isn't until my phone springs to life from the bathroom countertop that my thoughts return to the present. I startle at the noise. I peer through the shower's glass door, but it's impossible to make out the name flashing on the phone screen thanks to the steam that has fogged up the glass. Aoi is the only person who regularly calls me, so it could be her ringing. Or it could be a spam caller trying to sell me something I really don't need, but I may just cave in and buy it anyway because it's a nice feeling that someone thought to call me. I open the shower door and tiptoe out, my wet and dripping body causing pools of water to form on the bathroom floor. A deft hand snatches up my phone and I clutch it to my chest as I retreat back into the shower. The water never stopped running and it greets me with a welcome warmth as I bask in it once more. My phone is a fairly new model, so it's conveniently waterproof. I take advantage of this feature on occasion. It's nice to be able to submerge myself in water and browse the web to truly escape my own thoughts. Heavy droplets smack against the phone and dribble down, but my eyes ignore them as they scan the screen. The incoming call is a voice chat request from noise user Koji Koji. Kojiro is calling me? I answer the call.
Noriko?
Hey.
Hi. Good time?
Sure.
Mad. Wanted to tell you something. I saw a post on... This call has static.
Sorry, it's just the shower running.
Oh, in the shower?
Yeah?
Huh. Okay. Well, sorry. Awkward now.
Really, it's fine. What did you want to tell me?
Okay. Saw a new post on Noise Chan today. Posted this afternoon. Might interest you.
The message board noise channel is often affectionately referred to as Noise Chan by certain frequent users. I'm not really surprised that Kojiro is the type to call it that.
What was the post about?
Well, someone wrote this. I quote, "Hey, so today I got a strange gore photo from a number I don't have in my contacts." Continuing, "Not sure what the deal is. It was gross though. Wondering if any hackers can trace the number or something?" End quote. Thoughts?
A strange gore photo from a number I don't have in my contacts.
Sounds like Corpse Girl has struck again.
Right? Thought the same thing.
I wonder who wrote the post. Kojiro mentioned the post was written today, and the original poster wrote that they received the photo today. That means it can only be one of two people, either of my latest victims. The carbon copy businessman or the attractive semi-famous singer, idol, actor, whatever woman.
So, who wrote this post anyway?
Don't know. Anonymous.
Of course. It was a stupid question. No one would attach their name to such a strange post.
Was hoping you could tell me.
How would I know?
Well, you're Corpse Girl, right?
This again. Kojiro just doesn't let it slide. Why does he suspect me now? What did I do this time?
It's okay. We can discuss later. Oh yeah, the original post has a reply.
It does?
I'll read it too. Quote, "You got this too? Was the gore photo a picture of yourself? I'm worried. Received a similar pic from the same number. Continuing, thinking about contacting the police. Not sure if I'm overreacting." End quote.
So, the first post received a reply. Interesting. Very interesting. Both posters talked about receiving a photo. That can only mean that one of them is the boring businessman and one of them is the semi-famous woman. However, The fact that they've taken the discussion online instead of just slitting their own throats is rather troubling. Were the photos not convincing enough to make them kill themselves, or not enticing enough to summon another entity to snuff out their souls? Was this attempt just a repeat of the failure I had with the twin woman?
Anyway, enjoy your shower. Let's talk tomorrow, corpse girl.
Before I can interject, Kojiro ends the call. Shit. He's once again assuming my true identity. He's assuming correctly, but that's beside the point. Well, maybe it doesn't matter too much. Maybe this will actually save me some time and effort. If he already knows I'm Corpse Girl, it should be easy to strike a deal with him in exchange for access to a fresh supply of cadavers. That is, if I decide to walk that path and take this game to the next level. Thinking it through, I may very well have to go ahead and do that. My last three victims have not ended their lives as I planned. My success rate is very, very low. That's a depressing fact, and one that the old Noriko would probably have thrown a tantrum over, but not me, not new and improved Noriko. I turn off the running water and step out of the shower. A shiver scuttles down my spine like a spider as the cold, damp air clings to my naked form. Throwing my phone onto the bathroom counter, I reach for a towel and wrap it around my corpulent, emaciated body. The thick flap on my skeletal arms jiggles as I dry myself off. When I'm satisfied that my fleshy and cadaverous body is completely dry, I grab a second towel and wrap it around my hair. A cursory glance in the mirror as I leave the bathroom reveals my gaunt face and prominent cheekbones. I get the feeling that even though I've been gaining weight, I'm thinning out more and more. Although my body isn't perfect, I'm still in love with my eyes. I wouldn't change a thing about them. While my frame simultaneously grows plumper and slimmer, I hope my eyes will always stay the same. I flick off the bathroom lights as I exit. Entering my bedroom, I sit down on the bed with a towel around my body and another one around my hair. My laptop is lying open on the sheets, so I pull it toward me. A few clever keywords in a search engine quickly leads me to the post on Noise Channel that Kojiro just informed me about. Sure enough, he was telling the truth. The original poster submitted this just today, and a follow-up reply was submitted shortly after. I skim through the text to see if there are any clues about either poster's identity. However, nothing really stands out. I'll retain my assumptions that my two latest victims created these posts. I spend a little time applying various moisturizing creams to my skin before getting dressed in my bedwear. I'm feeling pretty relaxed by the time I finish. Perhaps I'll spend the rest of the evening reading a book in bed. Or I could try and plan out my next move with Kojiro. Should I come forward, claim my identity, and request access to his morgue? It's a big step. This seems to be the time for me to make a bold move. I can't keep working on requests that are doomed to fail. I need to start succeeding. For me, for Corpse Girl. I pull my laptop to me once more and begin to brainstorm my plans. June 9th, Tuesday evening. He should be here by now. I was pretty clear about meeting at 5:30 p.m. It's already 5:45 and he isn't even in sight. I thought for sure that he wouldn't miss a chance to meet up with me again. I can't contain my nerves. I try to tell myself that I'm only angry because of trepidation, and I'm not actually angry at him. This is a big moment for me. I've never once revealed my identity to anyone. I assume he will take it in stride. I wouldn't be going through with this if I didn't firmly believe that.
Hi.
My neck jerks in reaction to the voice.
There you are.
I'm late?
I make a point of checking the time on my phone and nod.
Zaz. Traffic?
You drove here?
No.
Okay.
What did you want to discuss?
I have a request for you. And a confession.
Kojiro's eyes widen and he looks me up and down.
Knew it.
I blink and look down at the ground. He's known for some time. I was fooling myself thinking that my stupid attempts to erase suspicion of my identity were working on him.
You're going to confess your love. Been waiting for this moment.
Wait, no, that's not...
Shh. No more words. I accept your heart.
Kojiro, I don't...
Call me Koji now. We're one. No need to be shy.
Ugh.
This isn't getting me anywhere. Thanks to my frustration and nervousness, I simply blurred out my true confession.
I'm Corpse Girl.
Kojiro doesn't react. Well, he cocks his head a few degrees to the side, slowly and surely, if you can even call that a reaction to my sudden outburst.
Yes? Okay. So, a kiss to commemorate our love?
Did you even hear what I just said?
Of course.
I'm Corpse Girl. I'm the one behind the corpse photos and the deaths and...
It feels kind of strange to say these things out loud. For some reason, it leaves a sour and bitter taste in my mouth that I can't swallow.
Yes, I know. Knew it since our first noise chat.
Our first noise chat?
Remember? You messaged me late at night. Asked me if I knew about Corpse Girl.
Is that what tipped you off? You assumed I was her just because I mentioned her?
No.
Then... how? How did you figure it out?
You asked me to look up names. Names of Corpse Girl's victims.
Oh yeah, I did, huh? That was stupid of me. I suppose that gave it away.
No. Other people could have known those names.
Then... come on, throw me a bone here. How'd you find out?
You said you requested Eiichi Hanada's death.
It was him himself who did. Eiichi Hanada, the guy who died in a traffic accident. I remember that I lied to Kojiro about being the one to request his death. It was the only way I could escape his suspicions at the time. If I remember correctly, it threw him off my trail for a while. He believed I was the one who requested the death, so that explained how I knew he was one of Corpse Girl's victims. That's only the one option. The other option would be, if it confirmed that you were Corpse Girl to him, then he also wouldn't have any more reasons to question you or anything, because he doesn't need to question you anymore. But if what Kojiro is telling me now is true, then my lie actually had the opposite effect. How did it make him figure out my identity?
I don't understand. I confessed to requesting Eiichi Hanada's death. So what?
That was a lie.
Even so, I still don't understand. You're not making any sense.
Kojiro's shoulders drop. He stares at me intently.
You lied about requesting Eiichi Hanada's death. That lie proved to me that you were Corpse Girl.
Yes, but how? Tell me!
I was the one who requested Eiichi Hanada's death.
Yep.